British Columbia people, people like you, have personal goals, personal dreams. From every walk of life in large cities and small towns, they're working hard and planning ahead. And when those plans include land, we may be able to help. The key to making your own dream a reality may be public lands, BC lands, your lands. It looks big, this land of ours, and it's not just the scenery that brings people here to stay and call BC their home. The diversity of opportunity available here is the envy of much of the world. 94.8 million hectares worth of natural wealth. Recreation experiences and communities. And over 91% of this land is Crown land, owned by all the people of British Columbia. It appears that there's enough land to allow almost anyone to do almost anything. But appearances can be deceiving. Key areas of our provincial lands are committed to long-term timber production. Other areas are privately owned. Large areas are already under Crown land tenure. Add to that the province's dedicated parklands and lands with special capabilities that are held in reserve, and the land that is available for new commitments is less than most people think. Making the best possible use of this limited Crown land becomes extremely important. Proper utilization helps ensure our future prosperity. That's where we come in. At BC Lands, it's our job to make appropriate land available to the province's people. Very often, it starts when people like you come in to see us.
Hello, can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to talk to someone about the possibility of getting some property.
The uses of Crown land are as diverse as the backgrounds and aspirations of BC's people themselves. A development company's objective, a brand new subdivision. A Crown Corporation's plan, an additional right-of-way. Or, as Richard Hoff, a BC Lands marketing manager, suggests, a more family-oriented goal.
Individuals who want to obtain a little recreational lot in some lake so they can get away from it all in the summer, do a little fishing.
BC Lands personnel like Richard help people reach their goals.
Specifically, we're looking at facilitating economic development opportunities on Crown land, trying to match the land use with individuals who can make something happen.
Prince George resident Bernie Gould wanted to enlarge his hobby farm and provide himself and his wife with retirement income. Vacant land adjacent to him was Crown land.
We're definitely going into beef. This is our prime concern. And the problem we've had right up till now is that we haven't had enough land to expand. And this is the reason that we applied for this Crown land.
But as applicants like Bernie discover, Crown land tenure is not given automatically.
Is that the Agricultural Land Commission? May I speak to the soil specialist, please?
BC land officers work together with local and provincial government agencies to determine the most appropriate land utilization. When an application comes in, we talk to specialists. We work with applicants to assess their needs and to assess the specific property in question. Land officers study maps and aerial photos and visit the site itself to gather necessary information. It's all part of a thorough evaluation process that helps determine what land is available and how suitable it is for the applicant's purposes. Neighbors had some concerns about Bernie's plans. On his way to Bernie's farm, Land Administration Manager Rick Potter explained what happened next.
We held a couple of public meetings to tell the people what type of process we were going to go through in the disposition of these two parcels. Involving the public in the actual process has turned out to be the best thing that anyone can do.
The question BC Lands personnel ask themselves is the proposed use the best utilization for the particular land? In Bernie's case, the answer was yes.
Bernie, I got some good news for you. Your license of occupation is in the mail.
Oh, great. That's terrific. It just makes everything 100% for me.
Bernie's license of occupation was the first step toward a long-term lease.
Oh, the people up there are super. They really looked after us. We're really pleased with the way they handled it. With the new land that we have, we should be able to make this a viable farm. It's really looking good right now.
Inside a BC Lands District office, the application form you complete with the help of a land officer is the first step in obtaining land tenure. There are many forms of tenure. Some applicants, like the Phoenix Center in Kamloops, require a long-term lease agreement. The nonprofit Kamloops Society for Drug and Alcohol Services provided treatment and counseling out of this 70-year-old house. Executive Director Marg Fritz realized a new home was needed. Marg had lots of questions, but she also had what every applicant should have, a plan. That's important. It allows us to help you better.
And we did a review of what we felt that we needed, what we felt that we wanted, and out of that drafted a plan for where we were going.
Today, Phoenix Center provides counseling and medical assistance in one of the finest facilities of its kind in BC. Marg had a goal, and BC Lands helped her reach it.
I had a vision of where I wanted it to be. I knew I wanted it close to the downtown area because of the service that's offered. Basically, I'm a novice when it comes to buying, selling property, or developing, and so I phoned them and said that I had discovered that the land belonged to them, and could they help me?
BC Lands could, and did.
We couldn't have done it without them. They knew the path that we had to follow, and they knew what we had to do when we reached the barriers.
The application process can lead to purchase of Crown land. But purchase is also available through an auction, where property has been designated for sale.
Well, we do have some leases that have come back to Crown that we're actively marketing this summer. This area here is a lease that will be going out to auction later this summer.
BC Lands administers aquatic lands, marinas, log storage, and here in the calm waters off southern Vancouver Island, the holding pens of Sea Farms Northwest. The farm's 60,000 Chinook and coho salmon are destined for restaurants throughout the Pacific Northwest. Farm technician James Russell.
They're really healthy. You can see the way they come to the surface that you know that they're healthy. They respond well to the food, and now they're closing in. Some of them are 2 pounds now, so it's a pretty remarkable growth rate in less than a year.
Aquaculture businesses like this reflect regional needs. Doug Barry and other land officers work out of district offices like the one in Victoria.
We have a lot of Crown land in the province, and we are responding to the needs in certain areas. If the general public comes in and advises us that they have an interest in a certain type of land, we will attempt to put some land on the market to meet that need.
Often, the applicant finds what he's after inside the BC Crown Land Marketing Catalog, which is available at any district office. Information is updated regularly. BC Lands is responsive to different needs and changing needs. Growing crowds at Ritchie Brothers equipment auctions created a potentially dangerous problem. Hundreds of cars lined the highway into Prince George. BC Lands personnel examined an adjacent site for additional parking and expanded facilities. And in Kamloops, it starts like this and ends like this. Clay-based Fuller's Earth makes ideal catbox filler. The pilot plant, operated by DEM resource processors, proved so successful, the company needed a larger site for a bagging and distribution complex, property close to rail transportation. BC Lands helped DEM find what it was looking for. We can do the same for you. Crown land. It comes in all shapes and all sizes. The guiding principle is to make the best possible use of public land. What's land like this best for? Ask heli ski operator Mike Weegley.
The comments that I had received about Blue River and all the snowflakes coming down big and straight, meaning that there's less wind and the snowflakes are big, which is great for powder skiing.
3,000 square miles of some of the most breathtaking skiing peaks in North America. At Blue River, 2 hours outside Kamloops, skiers from around the world board the copters that take them to experiences they never forget. Dozens of ski runs, authorized by a single 20-year license granted to a man who had a personal dream, Mike Weegley.
And in '76, I presented a brief describing the needs and giving the reasons and purpose. It's kind of unique, and economically as well. 95% of the money comes in from outside Canada.
It was a plan that was in harmony with the land.
We felt that there was no damage whatsoever. We come when the snowflakes falls, and we're gone when it's melted.
A plan in harmony with wildlife, the mountain goats, caribou, and moose. BC Lands gave Mike Weegley an opportunity to succeed.
Develop a new asset for us and for the province and make that valuable.
And it starts with a visit to a BC Lands district office.
They were more than helpful anytime. Oh, tremendous. Just got help all the time.
People. People looking for land to realize their goals are finding answers to their questions at land offices across the province. Not everyone who comes in to see us applies for Crown land. Not everyone ends up with what they apply for. But if you have an idea that might involve Crown land, come and talk to us. We listen.